Tyree starts off this hour in Baltimore, Maryland. Hey, Tyree, how are you?
Hey, how you doing today, Dave? Thanks for taking my call.
Certainly, sir. How can I help?
We're new listeners. I just became a truck driver about a year ago. We make about $70,000 a year. We have a household of 6. My fiance is in school to be an RN. She has about 2 years left. We have 2 cars. One of them is broke and one of them's on his last leg. We pay about $1,350 a month in rent. We really want to buy a house, but we don't know how to get started. We're still living check to check, and something's not going right. We don't know what you mean about loading up your 401. We just started that, and I have about $9,600 in debt from a car repo. Mm-hmm. So I really don't know what to do from here. It's like we make a decent amount of money so far, mm-hmm. and it's not working for us. And we have 0 savings.
Yeah. What do you make now as your truck driver?
Right now, I make about $70,000. I'm scheduled to make about 70 to 80 this year.
Good. Are you over the road or in town?
No, I'm local.
Okay. Good. And so you've got 4 kids.
Yes.
Okay. And when are you and your fiance getting married?
That's the question we was having. We want to get married today, but
good. Go do it.
She has about $20,000 in debt, and I have only $96,000. We trying to see, is it smarter to get married now or wait till we buy a house, or what should we do?
It doesn't change anything, except makes everything you're doing much easier from a legal standpoint when you're married. You should not buy a house until you get these messes cleaned up. You need to get you a decent car or 2. We've got to get your debts paid off, and we need to build an emergency fund. No, you don't need to be investing in your 401k right now. Let me back up a couple steps, okay? What we teach, Tyree, is a program called the Baby Steps, and I've done it for 30 years with people, and I did it myself, and it works, okay? In other words, what step to take first, what step to take second, what step to take third, and so on. The very first thing I want you to do is stop all investing and get on a written budget in detail. Go to everydollar.com, download the app for your phone and or for your desktop computer, and you and your fiance sit down and do that. You don't have to be debt-free to get married. You don't have to buy a house to get married. You got 4 kids. You might as well get married.
Yes.
There's no difference, okay? You're acting like you're married every way but legally.
Exactly.
So you might as well. So if I were in your shoes, that's what I would do. What are you, 20? Are you 32?
I am 36 and she is 29.
Okay, almost like I've done this before. Okay. Yeah, that's where you're sitting. And so, it's time to kind of wrap this decade of your 20s up and move on into the rest of the way into adulthood. And let's formalize this, put together a family unit where your grandma's smiling. Okay?
Yeah.
And we get, so number one, I would go ahead and get married. There's nothing holding you back on that. Get a written plan going on your budget. When does she graduate and get her RN?
In 2020.
Okay, good. All right, so it's going to be a little while. Is she working while she's studying?
No, not right now. We just found out that she's pregnant.
Oh, okay, with your 5th.
Yes. So
okay. Well, that's another really good reason to get married then. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, and how is she paying for nursing school?
She has student loans.
That's the $20,000 in student loans so far?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So baby step number 1, once we've gotten you on a budget in detail, we've stopped all investing. We're going to squeeze every dollar out of this budget and make every dollar behave and work towards your long-term goals. Now, one of the things you learn about money, and I learned this from rich people because I didn't grow up rich. Did you grow up rich?
Not at all.
Okay. So I had to learn from rich people how to handle money. And one of the things I learned is they are not afraid to delay pleasure to win. Every decision they make with money, they think about the long-term consequences. So it sounds like they don't have as much fun, But, buddy, when they have fun, they have big fun. In other words, you pay a price. You live like no one else. You buckle down. You coupon. You work extra jobs. You don't go out to eat. And you don't do what feels good right now. You live like no one else. So that later, though, baby, you can live and give like no one else. And you can change your family tree. These kids could be left wealthy. You're only in your 30s. You can still become a millionaire before you pass easily, but you're going to have to get control, and I'm going to show you how. Baby step one, the first thing you do when you buckle everything down is you save $1,000. Once you've saved $1,000, then stop saving. Then we're going to list your debts, smallest debt to largest debt. Now, your smallest debt is your $9,600, then the largest one's the $22,000. Are there any other debts?
Not at all.
Good. Okay, let's keep these old broken cars running for a while and limp along with them for right now. They're basic transportation. They're bad. We don't want to live like this. We're going to drive like no one else, so later we can drive like no one else, okay? So let's keep those things running, get that emergency fund in place, then let's pay off these two debts. That's $30,000 gets you out of debt.
Yes.
And you make $100 because now you work extra. Okay.
I'm with you.
All right, here we go. It's game on, man. All right, so we're going to pay off 30. That's going to take you, with 5 kids, a new one on the way, it's going to take you over a year. But it's not going to take you 10 years. But I'm talking beans and rice and beans. You have no freaking life. All you do is work and pay debt. All she does is work, feed babies, and pay debt. That's all we do. We're getting this debt gone. Because if you don't have any payments, all of a sudden, you got some wiggle room in this budget. And then you can you build your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. And then you save up and buy you a little better car or two. Because you do need to move up in car after you built your emergency fund. So after you're out of debt, then you accept your house. Oh, you don't have a house yet. We're going to save up and do that later. Okay?
And do you think we're paying too much in rent?
Probably. But you are in Baltimore. It's pretty expensive there. If you can get something cheaper, rent is just patience. Rent is camping. We're just doing this for now till we can get the money saved to buy a house. And the more we pay in rent, the longer it's going to take for us to buy a house and get out of debt. So hold on. I'm going to send you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover. You read that book, do every single thing it says, and you'll be all right, my man. Thank you for calling.